There we go. Hi everyone! Welcome to Kats Creations on Sunday, where today we are making another summer wreath. So I'm doing this Welcome Cherry Wreath. Give me just 1 second so I can make sure it's mapping over in the right place. Do you see it? I see it. Okay, so I'm there. So sorry for the little wiggly part of the live. So super excited to show you how to do this. But first of all, a couple things. Facebook's been doing a whole bunch of updates. If you haven't noticed, and you may not, do me a favor and just make sure that your notifications are on. I've had quite a few people message me and say, hey, I'm not getting your notifications anymore. That generally is whenever Facebook does an update, everything gets set back to a default status. It's like they just kind of wipe the board and everybody's back to square one. So if, while you're on the live today, if you tap on the video, in the upper right-hand corner, you have 3 little dots. If you click those 3 little dots, it should say turn on notifications for this post. If it says turn off, then you're set. You have your notifications turned on. But for those of you who aren't getting the notifications, you might want to make sure you turn notifications on for this post. That way, whenever we go live, you will be notified as long as you're on your phone or your device. So we're working with the 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. I just realized that I'm actually getting glow on these, so I will be making some runs to Dollar Tree tomorrow to pick up a few more of these. The sign is a 12.5 by 6 MDF welcome sign with the cherries on it. You can get that from Craft Outlet. So the first thing we want to do is finish wiring up our Dollar Tree work frame. I'm using just red and white pipe cleaners. I've already done the first 5 sections, so I'm going to show you how we're going to wire together the last one. Just by doing this one, you should be able to go through and wire up yours the same. So in each of the 6 sections, you have 2 welds that will always separate them. You're going to take your first pipe cleaner and you're going to wire together the inside 2 closest to the center. When you wire 2 together, it gives it stability so they don't flop all over the place. No matter how tight you do, you tighten your pipe cleaner on. Then you're going to take your red pipe cleaner. You're going to go and wire together the outside 2 using your weld and the center as a guide, and try to find like a halfway point between the 2. It doesn't have to be exact, just like that. And then we're going to do the same on the opposite side. That way it'll give you 6 on the inside, meaning the 6 on the interior, and then you have 12 to the outside for a grand total of 18. And then you can pick these up at the Dollar Tree. You can also order them by the case. I believe there's 24 in a case. If you don't have a Dollar Tree close to you, you can order them that way and have them shipped directly to your front door. We're going to go ahead and get started with a red metallic with white striped deco mesh. These are cut to 20-inch pieces. We're going to do these all relatively the same. Basically, what I'm showing you tonight is exactly how you can put together the kits that I currently have available. The wreath kits on my website. We just added 11 more Christmas designs. 4 of them are already sold out. So we have, I think, 7 left. If you want to purchase one, that's where those are. Steve will go ahead and post the link below to the website. You'll want to just go to new product collection for that. So what we're going to do is follow this middle white line and go ahead and pull that mesh to you. The only thing that is not pre-done for you in the kits is you have to cut your deco mesh yourself. Because I leave it open to you if you decide which technique you want to do. You can cut your mesh whichever way you'd like. I am going to be, should I leave the things on? I don't know. I'm going to take them off because I can always change up some things when I'm done. So let me do this. So I'm removing the 6 inside as I get to them. When I lay my deco mesh down, I take the finished edges. Finished edges will always go towards the inside and the outside, so the cut edges are on the side. That way it should help with fraying. I was able to cut this mesh with a wood burning tool, and that helps with the fraying by about 95%. As long as you have like that polypropylene mesh, you shouldn't have any problems with it fraying as long as you use your wood burning tool. And that will forever change if you have never cut your deco mesh with a wood burning tool. It's huge, life-changing. I'm gonna make sure these ones go on top, just like that. If you are new here, let us know as you've come in. Even on YouTube, subscribers that are going to be watching this as a replay. If you're new to my channel, let me know. I'd like to welcome you and thank you for watching. Right now, this is a Facebook Live that we're doing, but you can still ask your questions even after the live is finished. I do take the opportunity to go back and read through the questions. Although Steve can hit them for me most of the time before I get to them. So this just takes 1 roll of deco mesh. This leaves you no leftovers, which is always a huge asset, being a wreath maker. You know, no one likes to have all these excess rolls of deco mesh just sitting around. So I try to find...
Diana, so you're making a pancake wreath?
No. It looks similar to a pancake wreath. A pancake wreath would only have 12 pipe cleaners. This one actually has 18. So, similar method though.
Welcome, Martisha said, newbie to your channel. Let us know what city and state you're from or what country you're from.
Yeah, because sometimes on our Facebook Lives, you get to connect with people who are in your city. That's how I found a lot of my crafting friends was through Facebook Lives, believe it or not. Did I miss one? Yes, I did miss one. Let me go right in here. So I saw this red pipe cleaner. So go in. I'll grab this one. Good catch. Okay, now I need to just redirect this center one to go under all the others so it doesn't take up space on the top. There we go.
Jane and Julie watching from Virginia.
Welcome. Happy closure of our weekend yet again.
Hi Melody. Hi everybody.
Hi Gil. Let's see. Making sure. Oop. Let's go ahead and do this. I have some new toys to show you today for wreath making that I think you will definitely want to make sure you get. Anything that I find that is helpful, I try to share with you guys. So I'll show you once we get closer to working with our sign. So with the inside ones, I'm going to just slide this one around.
Melody and Suzanne said, love the mesh.
Isn't that pretty? This is like one of my older 10-inch mesh, but I thought it looked really good with this rather than just using a red or just plain white. Using something a little bit more snappy. Okay, there we go. So I always want to make sure the middle one is basically filling the space between your two in each section. Did Giles come sit with you?
He's laying down.
I was like, I looked up, he was gone, and all I hear is his purr. And I was like, he's got to be here somewhere. There we go. If you guys can, will you guys keep my oldest daughter in prayer? They found out their Labrador / Shar-Pei, it had to go in for surgery today. She has some sort of infection in her body, so they're hoping that they can retrieve the infectious little sac that is in her body and remove it without puncturing it, and then she should be fine. So they've been both hit severely hard. You want to talk about enemy attack? First, her husband gets COVID. Now keep in mind, Caitlin is in the medical field, but she has not gotten COVID this entire time. So he comes down with it. We only know it's a matter of time before she comes down with it. So sure enough, she comes down with it. And then they have this issue with their dog. So if you can just keep them in prayer. They're getting hit pretty hard, so it's pretty discouraging. And, believe it or not, her work wants her back on the job as of tomorrow, even with COVID. So, I don't think she's ready for that. So, it's like a triple whammy. It's like a triple play, right, babe?
Yeah, just like the nurses were, as long as she's not doesn't have any of the symptoms, they want her back.
Yeah. So as long as you're not symptomatic, but I was like, what does that mean? I mean, I guess totally as long as you don't have a fever, you're okay.
That's totally crazy, because if I was a patient and she came into work, I mean, I wouldn't want them there.
Right. But, I mean, she's been protected because she wears all the hospital required PPEs. So, who knows? See what happens? You catch all that stuff on your own outside of the work. So.
Good morning, Natalie. You said morning, guys. Found on the lab.
Morning?
Mm-hmm.
So, are you... I'm trying to think, where would you be if it was morning? Where are you from, Natalie? I would think it would...
Natalie was from...
England?
Australia or UK, yeah.
Well, happy Monday. Is it Monday or Sunday?
No, it's better than Monday.
Depends on if you're...
Yeah, she's from Australia.
Australia. Okay. That makes sense. These are like new white pipe cleaners, but I'm not a fan of them. They're kind of on the wimpy side. So I'm going to have to get my butt down to Shinoda and get my pipe cleaners. No ifs, ands, or buts. I should have went this weekend, but just had so much going on.
She said Monday morning, 9 a.m. here. It's so crazy that we're talking to people. You're in the future.
Right? Yes. You are definitely in the future. And we're way in the past by 12 hours or so. That's crazy.
Do you know that's what kind of mesh is that?
This is a metallic mesh.
Polypropylene.
Yeah, it's just the polypropylene, so it's just the regular poly deco mesh. So this is the kind you can cut with a wood burning tool. Ooh. But it looks so happy, so festive. And then I'm trying to think. There's a couple other designs I want to get to in the month of June, because then in July we're starting all of the holiday stuff, believe it or not.
Stephanie, all the red metallic deco mesh, all 18 pieces are cut to
20 inch. Yes. And you can get this mesh from Craft Outlet. And that's what's weird too is, I mean, it's still really hard to find just simple stuff like the red mesh with the white. Sometimes it's really super hard to find these now.
Did you look before you went on?
Did I look before I went on?
Yeah.
No. No, because this was the only roll I had. So,
All right, Susan, she said for sure she'll keep in her prayers.
Thank you.
And then she said yes because some people are taking advantage of the COVID and calling off, making it difficult for those who are actually asymptomatic.
Yes.
Because they want them back to work.
Well,
my daughter's also in the medical field.
Yeah, and I think people in the medical field, they actually have COVID leave. So if they do come down with COVID, they do get time off. But, you know, here she had to take COVID leave for her husband and be quarantined. And then she gets it 4 days later. So I'm like, please tell me you're staying home tomorrow for at least another handful of days. So we'll see. We shall see. Okay, 2 more. Gonna squeeze these ones in because it is a very full wreath. So 2 twists. Make sure that fans out. It's very pretty looking because not only do you have the white foil, but you have the red metallic to give it that little sparkle. But that's the only sparkle we're using. All the other ribbon is flat because the sign is flat. Okay, let's get this last one. It's always fun getting the last one in because you got to squeeze it in.
Natalie, you can use a heat seal if you have one. Kat did use her wood burner tool on this, so it really helps it keep from fraying.
Yeah, it's just the impulse sealer is just way too big for me, and I can get through the mesh cutting quicker using a wood burning tool, and it's so much easier to store a small tool rather than a large device. So for most of us when we craft, storage is a premium for anything. So let's look at our ribbon choices for today. We are using this red and white stripe. This is a 2.5 inch from Craft Outlet, cut to 14 inch pieces. And then also this, which is a new design this year. It's just the white with, they're just red dotted lines. So we're gonna alternate these first of all. So I'm gonna go around and add these to all my pipe cleaners on the outside. So this will create that border all the way around the outside. So just 2 twists, and then we're just going to fan and pull it to the outside. That way it draws your eyes to the outside of the wreath. And then we'll go around. So that would be Caitlin, probably calling about the dog's surgery. Can you text her and just ask how Penny's surgery went? We're praying for good things. They said there's a chance that it may not go well, but we're staying on the positive side. We're not going to the negative side. So scrunching up. This will be a fun, you could use this design for anything.
Yeah, that could also be Christmas.
It could definitely be Christmas, like a Santa wreath, a candy cane. For a candy cane, I think I would pop it with more candy cane prep.
Valentine?
Yes, Valentine's Day. Okay, so let's pull this over. Grab this one. It's easy when you color coordinate your pipe cleaners because in this case, I know that the white goes with my white pipe cleaner and the red and white striped is going to go with red.
Yeah, so I find that too. I just ordered a hot knife. Is your hot knife probably the same as a wood burning tool, I'm assuming?
Yeah. I'm guessing it's probably similar to a wood burning tool.
Yeah. I might just call it differently.
Let's pop that one here. So when you're putting your 2.5 inch ribbon in, it will always concave. It'll always like go down like a divot. So you always have to, when you hear me say you need to pop it up, I'll show you. So right now, see how it's like a divot in? We need to take our fingers and kind of push them underneath that so that it pops it out. And then that way it'll give you a nice arc on your ribbon. And this white with the red is a really thick canvas ribbon. Super nice if you're looking for really good quality ribbon. So pop those out. There they go. It's interesting because...
So Kaylin just texted. She said that Penny's in surgery now.
Oh, she's in surgery now.
Yeah.
Okay. So surgery...
They'll either call her during if there's an issue or at the end if it was good.
Okay.
So it's a 50-50 shot.
Well, originally the doctor said she has an 80% chance, so we're kind of leaning on that. So we're praying for her. I know this would just really devastate them pretty bad if it didn't go the right way. So we're staying positive. We're going to believe that God's going to bring her through. They really took their time getting her into surgery.
Oh, no, they said, yes, my husband found it for me. It's mainly used for ropes, but I think it should work well with the mesh.
Oh, nice. Does it kind of look like a knife, I'm guessing? Because I know with the wood burning tool, we use the little chisel point that kind of looks like a knife blade.
Yeah.
Top. Top. Okay. And
you know, it's so pretty, loving the colors.
isn't that pretty? And then we'll put the last one in. Right. It's always funny getting the last ones. Because they're always like so tight. Okay, so let's get this one to lay better. We're just going to pull these down and realign.
Deborah, the wreath kits are in the
new product collection.
Which I posted down in the link below. It's on the link at the bottom.
Yeah, so if you just go to KatsCreationsNMore.com, you get to that homepage and scroll down and just look for the little box that says new product collection.
Yeah, I actually pasted the product collection link there, so once they click on it, it takes them right to the new collection.
The link. The linky link.
And they're all there.
I'm trying to decide which one I want. We're doing the red and white gingham because we have the red and white gingham as the border on here. And I was going to put it on top of the red with the white, but I'm going to be doing double bows with the cherries. Yeah, I think it'll work. Okay, so 1.5 inch red and white gingham cut to 19-inch pieces. This is going to go on the white. And then we're going to, these are half bows. And then we're going to do double bows with this cherry print ribbon and the red ribbon. Again, both cut to 19-inch pieces. Only the solid red is outside of Craft Outlet. This is Sam's Club ribbon. So we're going to be doing double bows on that for the red and white striped. So what is what? Half bow. 19-inch piece of ribbon. You're going to bring the tails together just like this, and you're going to go up about 2 inches from the top and pinch in. That is going to go right inside, and we're going to go ahead and secure our pipe cleaner and remove the excess. So always give it a couple extra twists so that I can make sure it doesn't accidentally come undone. With this little extra piece, I take that and wrap that right behind the back of that loop, so it gives it a really nice look. And then you always have to flip one side of your ribbon so that you get both right sides facing out. So this is a half bow. Because it takes 2 loops to make a full bow, this is only half of a loop, so you just have one. And then, yeah. So I'm going to go really quick and just put all these on all the whites, and then I'll show you how to do the double bow. So this will clear this up. Around the back, open, right side, and then fan that out. Kind of reminds me of a picnic table. Kind of, yeah. You know, that does, like, I am gonna do, I have an idea for a summer wreath using red and white gingham for like a picnic theme. So I've just gotta put all the components together and make sure the sign works that I have for it. And I can't wait to show you the embellishments that I have for it as well. It's super cute. So I'll probably do that on Friday. I'll make a note to myself, picnic wreath. So this. There we go.
Deborah, I believe the Oh Holy Night is already sold.
Yeah, I've got to go dig through all of my Christmas ribbon to see if I have any more of the Oh Holy Night ribbon. I do have more signs. I just don't know if I have the ribbon that I liked that I put together with that kit. So I will be looking. I want to say I don't, because when I put the kits together, you get enough to make your tails and your half bows going all the way around, and then you have enough to put together a really beautiful bow with all the same patterns in there. That one.
Kathleen says late was outside enjoying the cooler weather.
Oh, I wish it.
Tomorrow when it hits 104.
Well, we've been dealing with our 104, 106.
Yeah.
We're just now starting. We have winds today, which do not make it any better. There's a fire probably 40 minutes from here, which will never pose a threat to us. It's just up in the mountains. But with the way the winds are blowing, odds are we will probably get all the smoke and the ash from it. Because we have really high winds today, which not good for that fire. Okay, last one.
Yeah, Deborah, they go really quick, though, especially those Oh Holy Nights and some of the other ones. She says she was so disappointed she saw it as soon as you posted it earlier today, and it sold really within just a few minutes, I think.
Yeah, when I did the ones Friday, I didn't do any yesterday. I did ones on Friday. I think I did 10 kits, and I want to say within an hour they were all gone.
Richard, no, not by Tehachapi. It's actually by between Barstow and Hinkley.
What?
the fire.
No, there's a new fire now.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's a new one. So we're still dealing with the waste management fire in Hinckley, which is, what, about an hour from here? Mm-hmm. But the air quality is impacted by that because they can't put that one out because it's in mounds of waste material. And now we have one in the local mountains here, which is about 40 miles away in Wrightwood. Oh. It's on the backside at Sheep Creek Road.
Oh, nice.
The 2 in Palmdale, or the 138. So not too far from us.
No, it's half hour.
So, okay, how we're making the double bow. We're making them exactly the same as you would a half bow, but you're going to hold on to this. So it's basically 2 half bows put together, just like this. And then you're going to take, see how I have them here? You're just going to crisscross them. And then these are going to go right inside that space for our pipe cleaner.
So you have 2 loops with 4 tails.
2 loops and 4 tails. That's why we call it a double bow. It's a bow in a sense, but it also has 4 tails, which is really nice because then you have your loop, you have your 2 tails, you have this loop. You have to right side your other cherry so that it's on the right side.
Richard, it's far away from Santa Monica. It's more on the opposite side of the San Gabriel mountain range.
We're on the back side.
Yeah, we live on the back side, on the north side.
So that is our double bow. So I'm going to take this one and I'm just going to put my gingham right across the top just so that it'll coordinate with our sign a little bit better. But that's a double bow. So we're going to do it on all the rest of the red, but I'm going to do a little interesting twist on the next one. So the first one had the cherries to the left. So this time we're going to go cherries to the right. So I just kind of twist them so that they're a little bit different as you go around the wreath. They just kind of alternate which side the bow is on for the cherries. There we go. We'll take this one that goes right behind, open, right side our cherries.
Oh, got you, Jane.
What's that?
She was having a problem with the noise. She said there was no sound, but then she said problem solved. She had her Bluetooth on.
Oh.
So, yeah.
That happens. I do that in the car a lot. Mm-hmm. Okay, so get this one to lay. So that's our outside decor. A little fancy for this one. So I had this cherry ribbon left over and I had this cherry sign left. So I thought, well, why not? Because it's cherry season now. So there's tons of cherries in your stores. Here's a fun fact. You know that cherries are a natural anti-inflammatory. Besides a ton of other good things. So to the back side, open, and then there's that one. We'll pick this over the top so it's a nice little blend. Put it here, and now we will reverse course. We will put our red to the left and our cherries to the right. So just flip flop. And then those will go inside. Just subtle little things. Not sure customers ever would look and go, oh look, they changed direction as they go around. Like one goes one way, the other goes the other way. I want to do an orange wreath, but I've got to find just the right sign. Because we've grown up in the Orange County, which is, for us out here in Southern California, it would be the popular orange groves, like Florida. That'd be a nice Florida wreath too.
Richard asked, what do you call those loop tails you're doing? It's a
double bow.
It's a double bow.
Because it has 2 tails and 1 loop. So, like here, we're creating a half bow. And then
2 loops and 4 tails.
Yeah. So I just call them double bows. And then you have this side crisscross, right? They're just 2 half bows, but see how you have 4 tails? And then this just sits right inside. So I always try to get it right to the center of my pipe cleaner. So we get it right snug in there. Snip it. Take that little tail, tuck it right behind, and then open the loop. There are 2 tails on that side. Here's our loop. And here's our 2 tails on this side. So fun little bow. And then we'll make sure that one's open. The last one, this time our cherry is going to go to the right. No, yes, to the right. And the last one will go to the left.
This is Richard. She just takes 2 half bows and then she just
They're
puts them opposite of each other and
stuff them inside. Yep. You could just make a regular bow, you know, just easily just, but because I'm having like 2 different color ribbons, that's where I can do a double bow, because then they have like 2 different colors to them. Like this has the solid red plus the cherry on it. A regular bow wouldn't have that. It would just have the 2 loops and 2 tails. So there we go. That one's a little situated. Okay, we are going to make our bow. Then we're going to put our sign on. So, bow, exactly the way the kits are done. You get way more than enough to do your kits. So, you actually get 6 feet of each color ribbon. You get 6 different ribbons to do your bow with. So on this one, here's the formula. You're going to take it, you're going to dovetail cut, which is bring your wired edges together, just fold it, and you're going to cut from the folded side down to that wired point. Just like that. Just move the trash can. And then you're going to measure out 10 inches. You're going to gather that together. This is a really stiff ribbon. And you're going to twist. So we started with the right side. Then we have wrong side on this. As we flip it over and then twist again, we want to make sure that the loop size is 5.5. Right now it's 6. So I'm going to pull this in until we're right at 5.5. Then we're going to do the same to this side. Always twist and then measure. That's right at 5.5. And then back out 10 inches. We're going to cut it. We're going to dovetail the end, just like so. And there's 1 ribbon down. Push this back in. Then we have our white. Same thing, start with the dovetail edge. always to that wired point. This one's going to be 9.5 inches. So you're going to gather right at 9.5. Twist. Place it inside your bow maker, whether it's the Easy Bow or the Bow Dabra. I prefer Bow Dabra just because I use it for everything, not just making bows. So we want to make sure this one stops at 5 inches, right there. Same thing on this side. We want our loop size right at 5 inches. So that's why you always see me bring it back to the 10 and then stretch this out and make sure that that's right on the 5. And then we're back out, cutting at 9.5 and dovetail the end again. Okay, now we know we already have the solid red. We have our cherry, we have the gingham, and I'm also introducing the red and white Swiss dot, which is from Crinkle Designs. So we are going to mix these up. We're going to end with the cherries, obviously. We're going to probably come in like this. We're going to start with the red, then the gingham, then the Swiss dot, and end with the cherries for a really nice look on our bow. So this one's going to be 9 inches for your tail length. And then we're going to do 4.5 inches for our loop length. So everything is always a twist, placing it in there. I had someone said, well, what's the point if your ribbon is the same on both sides? It's how the bow is created. So by having that twist is how you give your loops that stability. So this is how it'll puff up. Without that, it's just going to be really flat and static. So 4.5 inches, that's in. 4.5 inches again. Probably going to be right about there. Always making sure. And then back out 9 inches. Dovetail cut. And even though ribbon may not have a right or wrong side like this red, one side of it is stitched, which is the wrong side, and then the top isn't. So you can definitely feel the texture difference. So I just want to make sure you're doing your twist. And then we're going to do our gingham. And this one's going to be 8.5 inches for our tail length. So, right, 8.5, then 8, then 7.5. So each time my ribbon tail lengths are coming down by 1/2 inch. And the only difference in the loop size is right here with the 2 smaller ones. They are both 4.5 inches. So I'm not measuring it because I've already measured the bottom. What I am doing is putting my finger in both of them and then giving it a slight pull. And then I know that it's 4.5, but we still have to measure our 8.5. Dovetail again. Okay. Now we're moving on to Swiss dot. I know I have like this random piece that I inserted on top of it. I do that whenever I have, like, if I know I have more Swiss dot and I have like a leftover piece that may function for something I need, I will always add it to an existing roll. So let's see. Oh, maybe I didn't. Okay. I could have sworn that we did. Maybe it's a different ribbon. So this one's going to be 8 inches for our tail length. Just like so. The loop size is 4 inches. So I'm always measuring, just like so. And then we'll do 4 inches on this side. A little bit longer. And then out to 8 inches. Okay. So yeah, there was my other piece. So literally I had enough just with that extra leftover piece. So I'll just keep that. It'll go back on the rest of the roll because you never know, you might need it for a ribbon tail or half bow. Those are done. Now we're finishing off with the cherry, which will be a 7.5 inch tail and a 3.5 inch loop. Trying to get my comments to flow. There we go. 7.5. Twist. Look at all those colors. They look so pretty. So 3.5. Around. Twist. Remeasure. And then back out to 7.5. Do our final dovetail. Just like so. And we are good. Okay. Now we need a pipe cleaner. So we're going to use the red. Folding in a loop just prepares so that by the time I pick everything up, I don't have to fiddle with the pipe cleaner to get it in that U shape. I can just readjust my hand, drop that right in the center, hold it at the base, and give it a good twist. It's easier to twist the stack and just hold your pipe cleaner. Now you could use a zip tie, you could use floral wire. I just find as you get older, our hand strength has a tendency of going. So I'm using my fluff board, which is a 24 by 24 by 1 inch thick piece of wood with a 1.5 inch C-hook on it. I'm just gonna take that, I'm gonna loop right through my pipe cleaner. So all that does is it just keeps my ribbon from sliding off the board. So to fluff, you start at the bottom of your stack, and we're gonna do the top first. So we have the tail and the loop. Then we're gonna go over to the opposite side, and we're gonna move the tail to the opposite side and the loop the opposite side. So tails form a line, loops form their own opposite line like an X. Then we're going to go to the next one. So we're going to put tail over here, loop over here. Go back to the other side. We have our loop there, and we're going to move our tail over so that it starts to separate our layers as we move down. So the next, we're going to go loop, tail on the opposite side. We're doing loop and tail.
Susan, so thank you for giving us some most to think about when making our wreaths, fruit season.
Yes.
And our blueberry season is late June, early July to August.
Yeah, we did a blueberry wreath on Friday and it sold. So I'll let you know that fruit is trending right now as long as it's seasonal fruit. So like lemons are always big. Cherries are like in season now.
And if you guys have farms out there that do the growing, right, and you guys can do like your own, you pick.
Yes.
Take your wreath out there and see if they'd be willing to buy it.
Yes. You never know. It's a cute little add-on.
Yeah.
It's a great way to display. Or farmer's market.
Yep.
You know? So I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just always alternating, you know, tails, loop. Over here, we're going to do. Trying to get this one unwrinkled. And then here. So I have, if I do it this way, here's all my tails. There's all my loops. They're all staggered. You can intermix your tails with your loops. It's entirely up to you. For me, I have a lot of wording on the sign, so I don't have a lot of sign space to play with. So I need to know precision. Like I can't have tails anywhere on this sign or hanging off the bottom. If I did it at the bottom, then you have all your loops. So you want to make sure you know where your tails are from where your loops are. And then for fluffing purposes, we're just going to take the top two. So you're going to lift up, get the top two on the other side, put your fingers inside, lift up. And then now as you work through your next ribbon layers, just kind of look and see, you know, what colors do you want where? Like, do you want the gingham to come around and maybe have red? I kind of liked the gingham in the center with the red off to the side. So I'm going to put my gingham back up here. Here's my red off to the side. Just like so. And then you have your bottom layers. So you have your white, and then you have that red. So just kind of pull them around in whatever way you want them to stack and present. Because I kind of like how this one is kind of off to the side, but it's in between. It's just different on both sides. So they all have their own unique blend. And then to put the arc back in your tails, just run them through your fingers, just like so, like a pair of scissors on curling ribbon. And then you'll put all your loops, your arcs back in, or the little curls. So just like that. And you have a really beautiful ribbon or bow. Just like so. So there is our bow, our cherry bow. It's all set. It's all ready. Will you turn the air on?
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy. Another hot day in the neighborhood. Okay. So, bows are just practice, formulas, and just a lot of patience. One day it will just click, and from that point on, you won't struggle with making a bow. So set that there. Okay, so now let's look at where we're going to put everything. So, a couple things. We need to remove the burlap string off the back of our wreath. So, I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut that off. And here's the new tool that I wanted to show you. Let me grab it out of my box. Which Steve's going to share my Amazon affiliate link. This is a label scraper. So it's basically got a razor blade that retracts in here, and watch. Because I don't know about you guys, I always have a difficult time getting my labels off, but watch. Now watch, it won't work. There's that one. And then we're going to take this one off. Just like so. And our label's gone. So, $6, I think, and 28 cents is what these are. You get 2 of them. And it will forever change. You taking those labels off the metal signs, the MDF signs, anything. without ripping holes in the back or leaving sticky residue on the back of your sign. So there's that one. We're going to use a staple gun and staple our pipe cleaners on.
Yep, I pinned it.
You pinned it? So
Whatever, if it takes you to it.
he just pinned the link for you guys if you want to go get one. When I tried that, I was like, oh my word, my life has changed.
Since my hubby has one of them in my toolbox.
You know, the stapler wound up in my toolbox because I bought it for my husband because I was watching him struggle with putting Christmas lights up, and I'm like, it'd be so much nicer if you could just push on it instead of doing the pulling your fingers up. So, power shot. Staple gun is an ergonomic staple gun. So, there's that. So we're all set. We're all ready. Look how pretty that's going to look on here. It's going to look amazing. I still haven't figured out where I want to put my bow yet, though.
Since I got that one too, another.
What?
The staple gun.
The staple gun? I know, right? It used to be Black & Decker. Black & Decker was the company who made it, and then I think they sold the rights to someone else.
No, it's still Black & Decker. This is Black & Decker power shot.
No, when you look it up, there's no more Black & Decker on it. Yeah, I know. Welcome to the world of buyouts. So, there is our sign. We can kind of do it a little bit at an angle and then put our bow right here. I think that's kind of what I'm going to do. It doesn't matter which way you turn it, I think. It's going to look the same either way. So, I'm just kind of placing to look how I want this to be. I think I might, there's just so much space. I think it's going to have to go at an angle and then put our bow here. So I'm going to put my bow, or put the sign on first. So what I'm looking for is my interior pipe cleaner, which is right here. Remember the 6 that we removed off the inside? This allows me to know exactly where my frame is. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a couple twists, just in case I have to redo it on the opposite side. There's my pipe cleaner here. So I know at that point I'm hitting my sign precisely. Just want to make sure you get your bars in the middle. There we go. Get it kind of seated in there a little bit. Just like so. Make sure you give it a little fluff. You kind of feather the edge right there. So it's kind of got a little wispy going around. Let's see. Let's look at it a couple different ways. If I was to place it at the bottom, I kind of don't like that. It's hard for me to like a bottom bow. I don't know why. It just is. So usually I do a twist, or we could do, let's see if we can get some of our tails to line up correctly.
You like it top left.
I always like top left. I don't know why. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Kind of like it like that. So let's try that. I have a feeling I'm going to end up probably adding some more ribbon, but let's see how this goes. Now we've got to work pipe cleaners down.
If you want to, you can move the sign down a little bit or up a little bit or to the side.
You could. Let's do this.
Kathy Knockberg says, I love all the red colors, my favorite color, beautiful wreath.
Wouldn't this look great on a black door? I think it would just,
White door,
yeah, I mean, white's not going to add a ton of color to it, but, darn it, I just let go of the pipe cleaner I had in my hand. Yeah, it's like, so I'm going to always push down to the center, that way I'm not collapsing my bow. So this way I know how far down I can pull my pipe cleaner. And then we're going to rearrange our ribbon to kind of...
Yeah, dark color door would make it pop.
Yes. So I'm going to definitely, well, we have a navy blue, like a steel blue. Yeah, it's almost a dark blue. So our goal is just manipulating what we want where. So I'm going to pull some of these around and let these kind of fall. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm bordering my sign with my bow and my loops kind of where I want it to fall, like so. And I think for some reason let's get that up. So I like the way that is. And I'm looking into this area here, this area, and this area. So let me think what I want to do. Let me look. Sometimes it's just coming up with something creative on your own. So let me cut one of these into 14 inches. Let's do a dovetailed edge on these. And let me grab my cherry ribbon and let me do a 19-inch piece. Because sometimes I just see too much red while all the other stuff is around the outside. I always feel like sometimes it needs something in here and here to cut it a little bit. So let me try something a little bit different, if this works. So all I did is make a tail and a half bow. So I'm going to attempt to do my half bow, just like so, and my tail. The reason why I chose white is there's so much red right there. So just like this. I'm going to come in just like this if it was a regular pipe cleaner, because you know we removed our inside pipe cleaners. So let me, I said here, so, well, not in the center below the O. I'm feeling like two at the bottom, one at the top, like a little, let me look at these, because these are right where I have my interior ribbon anyway. So I am going to, I have to find my opening in my mesh, which is right here. Don't want to go too far again with your with this.
No worries.
So let me look, see what we can do. Not liking that, but let me move this around. Let me see. That looks better.
Yeah, I said this will definitely finish it off nicely.
Like that. Kind of cuts that section. And then we're going to do one here and probably one down here at the bottom. So let's try here. And I might do something a little different at the top than these ones here. because it's kind of hard to do a tail here. It would have to go upside down and that might look really funky. So hang tight, see what we can do. So same thing, we'll prep that. Get all this picked up. What do you guys think of adding that there to cut through some of the red around the sign? Okay, in. Gotta love pipe cleaners. So we're gonna do the same right in here. See, here's our inside pipe cleaner again. So I'm just gonna follow that down. So on the other side. Pull it down, separate our mesh first, not too far, kind of right there. We will separate these. Right side, or half those. Trying to get that one too. Unfold. There's that one. Let that fold in. Okay, just like that. Like that. And then we'll do one more up here, but a little bit different. Which is good because I'm almost out of this. What do you think? There we go. So,
yeah, it's amazing. A few extra pieces make such a difference.
Right? So I was just cutting the thick red that was like, it's like this weird red border around the sign. Like, I don't want to completely cover it, but I feel like there's so much there that I don't want it to be. I'm trying to find my inside one. It is right here. Okay, so that's done. And let us do one of these. And let's do another one. Actually, let's keep that one. Let's try just doing a regular bow on this. So here's how you would do a regular bow. Like not a double bow. So I'm going to, I don't want this to hang down too far. So I might have to trim my tails, but I'm gonna do 7-inch tail with a 3.5-inch loop. So I measure out 7 inches, right? I'm gonna pinch in 3.5 and 3.5, which means you have 3.5 up and then 3.5 back. So that's gonna be another 7 inches. So we're going to take that and push it together. We're going to measure out another 7 inches because that's our second loop. And then I just need to measure out 7 inches for our other loop. And then I'll dovetail that in a second. So here is your standard regular bow. Just get you to twist, just like a bow. And then we'll add this. It's kind of hard holding it all together, so I can get a pipe cleaner around the whole thing to secure it all. Just like that. It's our regular standard little bow, not a double bow, just a regular one. And then we have this side. And then here's my pipe cleaner right in here. So one up, one down. I'm going to move some of my marbles around. Let me just get my bow kind of twisted in there so I can play with this. So we have a loop. I find where this one ends. Hold on. I'm going to fluff that down. It's all stuck. So down. Let's get this one the right direction. So our cherry sits on top. This is where I said we might have to cut the loops or the tails a little shorter so it falls where I want it to fall. So let's see. If I take and tuck so this can lay here. Let me flip it the right way so we can actually see it. I'm going to cut these a lot shorter. Nope. Folded side. Nope. To the wide point.
This is, I wonder if some sort of green ribbon to couple with a cherry ribbon would have helped.
You could.
The border.
I just didn't want to incorporate the green in here. I just wanted the subtlety of the green on the cherry leaves to be enough. Just like so. Let's pull that up a little bit because we do have the ability to do that. Pull it back just a bit. Trying to get this cherry to stay. Trying to get this one to go.
Cut the tail a little bit shorter.
Yeah, like I know if I just cut it like just ½ inch shorter, then it'll fall a little bit where I want it to. There we go. Now when we spin it around, now we have.
Is it time for your favorite time yet?
What's that?
You can do it.
Do what?
Add your embellishments.
Oh, I'm not really sure. So
What's your favorite time?
it's always my favorite time to add embellishments, but there's like really no cherries to speak of. Cherries are hard to find that look like the cherries here. However, I do have these berry picks that are like in a dark red look. So we could add these to the outside. You just gotta kind of, you have to make sure the ones you have will work. So like we could add a cherry, a couple of them in there. We'll add a dark one too. Because some are light, some are dark, like that. And then I think Steve grabbed, I don't know what leaves these are. Ivy leaves? These are strawberry leaves.
Yeah.
They're a little on the large side.
Right.
Yeah. Which, huh? Ivy. Do you know where there's ivy in the garage? Because he gave me these ones and they're way too big. So I need something in size preparation. These ones might work. They're a little smaller. So let me look. Let me see if that would work. I like that. We'll add one, like that one works. I'm gonna wait and see what he brings back with the ivy leaves, because usually those are a little bit more similar to cherry leaves. Let me cut some more berries off. I'm trying to find ones that are not painted on the branch. So we'll add a dark and a light. We'll add some in here. A dark and a light. So a dark and a light. Just like so. Let's see if we can get 2 more. Like these 2. That way we have these little berries. Otherwise I have like these, but these don't really look like cherries. So as soon as he comes back, I'm hoping he found it. Probably not. Let me go look real quick. Did you find it?
Oh, something similar.
You found something similar?
Yeah, they're skinny.
Let me see. I like these ones. That looks cute. What if we put one with each? I know I saw you brought me 2 of each. 3. So what if we added and added? There's another one with 2. So let's try that. Let's take my berries out. We will add some glue to these leaves. I'm gonna plop these down right inside. I'm gonna take my berries, because I already put my glue right on the berry side. There's that one. So there's the green, right? There's the little green accent. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gluing on the back and I'm gluing on the front. So when I take and place this here, I can take my berry, plop my berry inside, grab the other one. So we have a light and a dark. Do the same with these 2. These ones are not connected. Same thing with the one on the top. So one on the top. One here. One here. Tuck those in. And then we'll do the one for our bow in the center. And then that way, each of our little cherries will have their own little set of leaves, because these look a little bit more like cherry leaves. So we'll do our light and then our dark. And then we're done. And just like that, you have a cherry wreath. So what do you guys think? Let me spin this around so you can actually see it the way it should go. Just like so. I think I spun it right. I have to wait for it to catch up.
You can actually spin the cherries to up a little bit.
Up? Is that where you wanted me to place it?
Yeah, I mean, they can see the whole thing. So.
Okay. So we are situated. Cherries are done. They're in the book. Finished for 2022. Do you guys have any questions at all that I can answer for you? This is going to get its photo done.
Sue said love it. Pretty said pretty. We'll watch the replay.
Perfect. All right, everyone. So you are all set. I will see you guys on Friday with, I'm hoping, the picnic design. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Otherwise, have an amazing next week. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye for now, everyone.